Alright, hello everyone and welcome to another hobby hangout. Just going to paint some models. If you want to come and hang out and paint and chat and talk, come join. Just going to set up and make sure everything's all okay. Cool. Oops, just got to send out the message I'm doing this. Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, hobbying. Today I'm just continuing work on the Vanguard Hunters. So, quite a bit to talk about today. If anyone comes on and has a chat. If not, I'll just keep talking about models. So just painting up some Vanguard Hunters, doing them for Warcry. And then I'll be working on some stuff for Path to Glory. I've also got plans for Armies on Parade, which will be fun. So I want to do my free city, my city of Sigmar, the nice big contentious talking point that's up and around today. It's been a roller coaster of emotions today, we'll say that. Yeah, it's certainly a rather big roller coaster of emotions today. Some good, some bad, and I think I've gone through all the stages of grief. Awesome. Just my good friend Mr. Aussie Wargamer let me know that I've been up to 200 by like 20 people. He'll get there. If you haven't subscribed, if you're anyone watching this back and you haven't subscribed to the Aussie Wargamer, go give him a watch. He's a fantastic dude and deserves all the hobby love. Go give him a subscribe. But yeah, so we'll talk about free cities of Sigmar because I guess everyone knows I like a lot of the old armies. I don't think there's a single army that had models discontinued that I don't own models from. In fact, I think I nearly own every model that was discontinued. And so it started off being angry. I think I put a big post about this on the Warhammer page on Facebook. I started off angry, which I can understand why I felt that way and why other people would feel that way. Like your models that you love and cherish and all this, they've just been disappeared. They've just disappeared. They're gone forever. Well, not disappeared. You can still get them a last chance buy, but you know what I'm talking about. They've just disappeared. Well, they're just disappearing. Probably a better word for that. And I can understand the anger. Like, you can be angry about that. Your models that you love and stuff have disappeared. That's fine to be angry about. Like, yeah, your feelings are fine, and that's it. So I started off angry, and then I started to realise, like, I knew this was happening. I knew models were going. We knew Finecast and Metal, and we probably knew that Spyro Dawn was going. I had a chat with Andrew on the narrative show about this. You know, we sort of talked about what we thought was going and stuff. And lots of my predictions were right. Also, like, also had the sort of prediction that I thought like 3 good archers would go because there's other archery variants. Thought maybe Blade Guard would stay, but they went, but we still got Shadow Warriors. So there was a bit of chat about this, about how doubling up units, so things like, I did expect Dispossessed to lose a whole bunch of their stuff. The core guys. Now, as I was putting my post, I think the most, like, people are angry about this, and that it's fine that the models went and these armies got gutted. And Wanderers, on the other hand, like it shows that maybe something is coming for these factions. Maybe they're cutting them down and they're really AOSifying a lot of stuff. I mean, because Wanderers, I'm pretty sure we're going to be related to those Kurnothi we saw the other day in some way. And maybe with all the High Elves going, maybe it's a sign that Light Elves are not too far away. Maybe. Like, don't take this as it anyway. In fact, I'm just rambling on here. But yeah, what's not helpful for the community is you going up to a player who's, for lack of a better word, grief-stricken and angry that their favourite models and army has disappeared, and telling them just to get over it is not helpful in any possible way. It does nothing for the community, it does nothing for that person who is angry and upset, and there's ways you can steer them around this anger and this upset feelings that they have. Like, I did it to myself. I was angry and pissed off at many of these things. And I go, well, hang on a sec. Swordmasters were the first one that hit my head. I've got a full army of Swordmasters. I've got like 100 Swordmasters over on that cabinet. In fact, they're right there. That's a whole Eldritch Council army. Dragons, Lawmasters, Archmages, Swordmasters. All of them are discontinued. Now. So I got thinking in my head, well, hang on a sec. Swordmasters were the first one that clicked. It's like, hang on. They're just greatswords. And so my post that I made more recently was like, how can I use these units in different ways? And so, like, yes, it's been here. Oh, events might not allow proxies and stuff, but it's, I think you've struggled to find events, or I've struggled to find events in Australia that won't probably, that are probably going to disallow what I want to do. And if they don't, I might not just attend that event, or I'll use different units. But there's like nothing going to stop me in my casual games. Now, I understand that casual games might not be how everyone plays the games. A lot of people do like tournament play. Narrative play, it's really easy. I mean, narrative play, it's really easy to include those units again. Just saying, cool, they exist in my city and I'm using the free city rules, and they have free city rules or whatever is coming up for free cities. Well, that's an easy way. But events like, surely, especially, maybe not in this general's handbook, but especially in going forward in the future, like when these units are properly moved to compendium or whatever. Now, get on to the bit that still, I guess, irks me. The bit I'm still a little bit annoyed about. Like, I understand why the units went. I understand that they're going. However, I don't think the communication was great on this subject. Like, when you say, I don't want to go on a rant here and like seem negative and stuff, but when you say a handful of models are disappearing, I don't think most people envision 30 plus kits disappearing. Now, that's probably led to somewhat of the anger in the community, in that it was just, it's not what happened. A handful did not disappear, a substantial amount of models disappeared. Now, if we had been told from the get-go that a substantial amount of models were disappearing, I don't think we would have had this level of anger or maybe the anger to this extreme that we've had over this, because they would have told the actual truth. And saying a handful and sort of saying that's I guess a handful is not an exact number, judging around it, but it's not what was implied, and I can see why people were upset about it. I also don't, me personally, as someone who reads a lot of narrative stuff, I don't like when things are included. Like, I just wish there was maybe a bit better communication between the guys writing for Black Library and like what was actually things. So like the Gunmaster's disappeared, but the main character of the 8 Lamentation series, which is probably to date the most popular, it contains the most popular 8 novel in character, is a witch hunter, and the witch hunter's disappeared. So you've given people these reasons to invest by writing narrative, and especially big narrative pieces on them, only to remove the models. And I can see why people are angry about that, because they've gone, oh well, this is in the narrative of Age of Sigmar, means it must exist. Means it's cool to go buy this thing. And then you remove it. And they're like, hang on, but you wrote this in the narrative, so why is it disappearing? And I can understand the frustration of that. But I think I wrote my endpoint on thing like, I understand why models have disappeared, like Finecast is going away, the Dodo, that's a good thing. Metal's going away, that's a good thing. Doubling up of units that would have been Cities of Sigmar, that was always going to be a thing that happened. There were some strange ones, like some of the old kits disappeared. But, and like that was all entirely necessary. However, I don't think the situation was handled particularly well, or done in a particularly good way. So the situation needed to happen, and was always going to happen, but it could have been done better, is what I'm trying to say. And I guess as a community, this was brought to me by a friend, don't turn on each other. Alright, like I said before, that person who's angry because their favourite models got removed, don't tell them to get over it. Don't tell them, oh, suck it up, princess, or whatever. That's not helpful. It doesn't help that person that's invested in something that's now not a thing to actually get over it. You could be more helpful. You could encourage them to try something different, or, oh, damn, you had an old high elf army, damn, high elves can discontinue. Well, but we've got these rumours of all these Tyrian light elves, so you've got that to look forward to. And you can hype up the next release and the next thing, or and give them something to look forward to, and a positive outlook. You can help that. Don't just give the negative thought to them, even more so. You going, toughen up, princess, or stop crying, or whatever. It's not helpful, and it won't help these people continue to hobby, and you'll lose friends and people that you could be hobbying with because of this attitude. It's not a good attitude to have. People are angry, and they have rights to be angry. Yes, some people who are angry take it to the extreme, and that's not okay either. But don't stir the pot with someone who's struggling to deal with this because they're upset, and make them feel worse, and potentially quit the game entirely. And we don't want anyone to do that. The game should always be open and welcoming, and a great community that bonds together, like it always is. The more you don't push onto this button that this person is angry about, try and find the positive and the silver lining for them. They might not be able to because they're angry. Like I said, the anger is fine, but find that silver lining for them. Oh damn, high elves again. Or let's have a look. Oh damn, dispossessed. They got a bit of a hammer. Quarrels, Thunders, and Warriors are all gone. But don't fear, Warriors they're pretty much longbeards, aren't they? So you got longbeards, you just got a lot more longbeards now. And Quarrels and Thunder as well, aren't they exactly the same base size and weapon loadout as Freeguild Guard or Freeguild Handgunners and Crossbowmen. So why not just use them there? And straight away, like, that person's got something to look forward to, a positive thought in their head. And you've helped them, and that's good. Sorry, just reading some comments on Facebook in particular. Like I said, I did a big post on there, pretty much talking about the same sort of stuff. But yeah, yeah. Looking, it's all fine. I mean, and if you really like those models, maybe I might them. Yeah. Sorry about that, Nick. Just catching up on stuff. But on a brighter note, I hit 200 subscribers today. Woohoo! Thank you for everyone who has subscribed and who continues to subscribe. Thank you for everyone who supports the channel in other ways, such as giving us cool stuff and helping us get to where we need to be able to run the RPGs that we want to run and the battle reports that we want to get doing, especially for narrative play. Yeah, so I guess back onto some hobby. I've had my little rant. Won't be on for terribly long tonight. Let's get some stuff done on these Vanguard Hunters. Yeah, so what I've been doing with these guys is I've done a McCrag Blue base coat, Drakenhof Nightshade wash, and now I'm just doing a layer of Outdoor Guard Blue. And then I'll do a highlight on the blue of Calgar Blue. It's literally the Games Workshop Ultramarine colour scheme. That's right, I'm painting my Sigmarines in the truest of Space Marine colours. It originally did start as a bit of a rib, but turned into quite a nice colour scheme. I actually rather like it, so sticking with it. If you are in the chat and you got anything to add to my little, I guess, rant or talk before, let me know. Let me know what you're working on if you're in the chat, if anything, or if you're just listening along. So yeah, working on these. I'm planning up my armies on parade board because my tournaments are going to be limited this year. So I've got my second child on the way, little boy, and he's going to be called Orion. So his name's Orion. He's due in a couple of months, so tournaments are on a bit of a background at the moment. So needed something else to focus on. I'm actually getting these guys ready for Warcry, so I've got Aethelwings. I've already finished some Vanguard Raptors and now doing Vanguard Hunters. And I've got some Gryph-hounds here that are almost done as well. Gryph-hounds. And so get them all done. I've got everything for Warcry then. And And from there I'm going to start working on my Path to Glory force, which is why the Aquilus here, the Knight of Zephyros, and probably get the Venator and Azeroth painted up as well as some more Vanguard Hunters and maybe Paladors. So I'll work on getting a Vanguard Chamber. And why Vanguard Chamber? Well, I think they are the coolest Stormcast models out. I love everything about the Vanguard Chamber. Like from the Ranger style Stormcast, like I like Ranger stuff. I have a big Wanderer's army. I like that is my sort of thing. Like I like all the elves and all sort of that sort of thing. Yeah, I really think the Stormcast Vanguard stuff is just cool. I think it's the coolest of all the Stormcast stuff. Yeah, so yeah, really like the Vanguard stuff, and so we're doing a lot of narrative stuff, so I'm painting up armies for Path to Glory. As well, I've got a Beastman army on the go. I've actually got some Caradrons over there. We're probably going to use 6 different armies on the channel. It'll be a lot more narrative focused in the way we want to do it, like the Path to Glory. And yeah, so we want to put up 6 armies, and then we'll probably have an end game. The thing we've got with battle reports and what we want to do, like everyone does competitive battle reports, and that's cool. And like there are channels that talk about the lore and just tell you all about the lore, and that's not really what I want to do on the channel. I was talking about this last night. What like I want to do with the channel going forward, and it's showing you how to narrative, not necessarily telling you the narrative. That's done by other great channels, 2 Plus Tough, Vandus, and lots of other things. Like they just tell you the narrative, and that's cool. That's not what I want to do on the channel. Like I want the channel to be something that shows you how to narrative, shows you how you can include it, just basically. And I really want to show that narrative just doesn't have to be narrative play. Like, you can play cool narrative forces in competitive play. I mean, most forces that contain a battalion are pretty much narrative. Because all the battalions in Age of Sigmar are based around some sort of narrative. So, working on a few armies for Path to Glory. I've got some Gaventide, some Caradron. I'll probably do a Free City army, depending when the book comes out. It comes out over the next month. You'll probably see that in the campaign as well. So that's really what I want to do with all the narrative stuff. Let's do actual narrative gaming on the channel. Yeah, just getting these Vanguard hunters done up. I'll probably just finish off the blue tonight. Speaking of like RPGs and stuff, we are still looking for 2 more players for our Age of Sigmar long story arc campaign. It'll be a thing we look to continue for quite some time. We'll be running it on a Saturday morning, Australian Central Standard Time. About 11 AM that time. 10:30, between 10 and 11. We won't be doing it on a weekly basis or anything like that. The idea behind is you would film them and record batches at a time, so you need to be free for 4 to 6 hour periods at a time. And film in lots of 2 hours sessions. And yeah, we will be doing that. I've also had people like the idea that I'm doing that, and ask if I would be interested in running other ones, and as long as it's Games Workshop related, I'm quite happy to run it and put it on the channel. So I've potentially got something looking for the old Deathwatch RPG, the 40k one. I'm actually a big fan of Deathwatch. It's an RPG that really brings something different to the table. It's a really good murder hobo RPG. If you just want an RPG that kills stuff, it is that, and it works really well because everything is deadly and you're super deadly, and it's just everything to the max. It actually becomes quite fun when everything is just super killy. But the main ones that I'll be running will be Age of Sigmar and Warhammer Fantasy. I'll be doing lots of little one-shots, and I've got the longer campaigns they're planned to run. And you see, looking for 2 more players to get a party of 6 up for the long arc Age of Sigmar RPG campaign. We don't have a firm date on when we're starting that, mainly because we don't have a firm date on when the RPG is released yet from Cubicle 7. But yeah, you can check out Cubicle 7. They do Mortal Realm Mondays, where they generally release a new archetype that's in the game. So we've got quite a few of those. Actually, we'll do a video going over what we know so far about the RPG sometime soon. Just checking on all my Facebook groups. It seems to be blowing up at the moment. So, just for those who didn't know, I rearranged a bunch of the groups on the Age of Sigmar Facebook group, and split all the elves up into newer ones. I obviously made a group for Cities of Sigmar where a lot of those go into, and then they got the Sylvaneth, Ardeneth, Daughters of Cain, all those obvious ones that are out already. We've then got a Kunathi group up, and we've also got a Light Elves and Shadow Elves, and they will turn into what they need to turn into as the time comes up. For the moment, they're just rumour pages, but you can go join any of them. join in the great conversation that generally goes there. The Cities of Sigmar one's been a little bit negative today, but we've gone over that enough, I think. Sort of funny post. Oh, almost got all that. I've just got blue done on all these Vanguard Hunters. Just got to finish his arm and his shoulder pads on this dude. Yeah, back on chatting about Armies and Parade, I think I've got this idea of like making like a castle gate or the city gates from my free city. And so now I know what units I can start putting on it. Is a good thing. It'll obviously contain a decent portion of Stormcast because none of them are going anywhere. Get the outdoor guard blue, I reckon, on this Lord Aquila. Gotta figure out a name for this dude. I like naming all my characters, so. Problem with buying second-hand models, people have already glued riders and stuff down. This dude is such a wicked model though. He's probably one of my favourite Stormscar sculpts. Not half bad with all the points drops he received too, but yeah, we'll see how he goes. Really enjoying doing this hobby hangouts, and I think I'm going to keep doing more and more. Just come on and chat with people if they're here. If not, they're not. But I'm always hobbying, so yeah. So let's look on a positive note. Caesar Sigma. What am I looking forward to? The fact that so many armies, I look like I have less of a problem because I go from 20 armies to 1. And then my wife can't say, fiance, everyone knows her as my wife. We've got 2 kids together. She's pretty much my wife already. Everyone knows that I have a lot of armies. And she knows. She always likes to go, oh, we have so many things. I'm like, well, I've only got 1 army now. Well, you know, not 1. It's still a lot of armies, but still. When it goes from 50 to 20, it's good in my end. Oh, I can buy another army. I've just lost a whole bunch of armies. But no, I'm looking forward to playing out some of them. Especially with my privateers. I'm really looking forward to my privateers playing. With some new rules. Alright. Well, I come with a bit of hobby hangout. Thanks everyone for joining me. Just to get some stuff off my chest. As always, I've already said it, but thanks to everyone who supports the channel. Thanks to everyone subscribing. Thanks for getting us to 200 subscribers. That's fantastic. Onwards to 500, I say. Thanks to everyone who supports the channel in other ways. And as always, you can join Patreon. Just look up Snowfall Gaming on Patreon. And yeah, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'll catch you all soon. Catch you for the narrative show tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about elves in Sigmar. Ciao.